Hey there everyone, welcome to another video of Fox Android. So in today's video, we're gonna learn how to implement real-time database into your Android application, right? So if you want to store the data to the real-time database from your Android application, so we'll be learning how to send the data from your app and store it to the real-time database. So let me first show you what we can get by the end of this video. So if you can see on my mobile screen, there are these four columns: first name, last name, age, and username. So if I just enter the data, right? So if we add just anything like Sanjeev Kapoor and let the age be 40 and the username is Sanjeev only. Now if I just click on this login button, so you can see the data has been successfully updated, and here you can see in this real-time database the data has been added: Sanjeev Kapoor, and the username is Sanjeev only, and the age is 40. So we have stored this entity into this users node, right? So we'll be learning how to implement this. So without much ado, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon. And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. So let's start with the procedure. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to connect our Android Studio project with Firebase, right? So for that, we'll go to tools, open this Firebase, and in this assistant window, we'll just go to real-time database and connect to Firebase, right? So this will just open up a browser window. So here, if you want to connect your project with the existing Firebase project, you can do that by clicking on that project. Otherwise, in this tutorial, we'll be creating a new project. So I'll click on add project. Just give the name of your project. So I'll just keep it real-time database tutorial only. Press continue, continue, and create project. So this will create a project for us. It might take around 30 seconds. So once the project is completed, we'll press this continue button. So on this window, we need to press connect. So this will connect our Android Studio project to our Firebase project, right? So here you can see the app has been connected to the Firebase project. Then we have to add certain dependencies. For that, we'll click on this button, add the real-time database SDK to your app, accept changes. So now build is running. Once it's completed, all the dependencies will be added. So that is all we need to do to connect our app to the Firebase project. So I'll just close this window. So if I just refresh the console, so just go to your project that you have created, and on this left navigation window, we'll click real-time database. We have to create a database. Next, and here we want to test our app, so I'll just run it in a test mode. So okay, the database has been created. Now we'll go to our Android Studio project. Okay, the build has been finished, and here you can see dependency is set up correctly, right? So I have already designed the XML. There are 4 fields and a button. It is a simple XML. So I've done this to save some time. If you want the exact design, I've already made a tutorial on that, how to design the login screen, right? I have told you each and everything to design a screen like this. You can check out that tutorial by clicking on this I button. And in case you already have these fields and you just want to store the data, so just go ahead and In this project, we'll be using view binding concept, right? We'll not be using find view by ID. So for that, I'll just go to build.gradle. We'll set it to true. So if you do not know what is view binding, I have made video on that as well. There is a separate video. You can check out that video after this tutorial, right? So okay, the sync has been completed. So now we'll just go to our main activity. So to store the data of a user, we'll be needing a helper class for that. So I'll just create a Java class, click on this package, new Java class. I'll name this class as users. Now we'll declare variables for all the fields. So the very first field is first name. Last name, age, and username, right? So now we need to create a constructor for this class. So just right click, go to generate constructor, press shift and down key, select all these variables, and it will create a constructor for this as well. So we need an empty constructor as well. So again click, right click, generate constructor, click on this select none, and an empty constructor has been created. So now we need getter and setter as well. Let's go to generate getter and setter. We need to select all of these, select and click OK. So okay, we are done with the helper class. That is all we need to do. In case you want to store more fields, you just need to add the fields here and follow the same procedure. The helper class will be made. So that is all we need to do. Now we'll just go to our main activity, and inside this main activity, now we'll create a reference variable for our binding class. So if you do not know about this is the concept of view binding. So I'm using that. First name. So these are the variables in which we'll be getting the data from the user, the data that will be entered by the user in those fields. And now I will make the reference variable for Firebase database. Just name it as DB. Name it as reference only. We'll make object of binding class. In case you do not want to use this view binding, you can simply follow the find view by ID method, right? There's no issue with that as well. So okay, now we'll set the on click listener or on button, register button. And here we'll get all the elements that are entered by the user. So first name dot get text dot toString, right? And similarly we'll do it for all the elements. So okay, here we have got all the data that is entered by the user. Now we'll write if condition. We'll just check that none of the elements is empty. So inside this if statement, we'll create a object of user. And now we'll pass the data, first name, last name, age and user. So here you can see the color of this has been turned to yellow. That means we have used this constructor. Now we have got the instance of our database, right? Now we'll create a reference for the same, db.getReference, and here we'll pass the path. So what this line of code will do is, so here you can see there is no branch for this database, right? No node is there. So if I just open the second project, so you can see this is the root node and this is the child node. So we have got the reference for this this node, right? Users. So in this database, users is not there. So once this code is this code will run, so it will automatically create a node for that. So we have got the reference for that node. So now we'll be using this path reference to add the data. So reference dot child. So here we'll create, let me just show you. So this is the child node, and inside this child node we'll be adding these elements. So we need the name for this node as well. So we'll be using the username as the name of the node, child node, this node. So the name entered in the username will be used here. So I have written reference dot child, and inside this I have passed username dot set value. So now I'll pass this object. So now we'll add a callback function on complete listener. So this will be called once this task is completed, right? So I'll set all the fields as empty because we are done with the data. So we'll make sure that all the fields are empty once the data has been written to the database. And we'll raise a toast. So that is it, guys. That is all we need to do to write the data to the database, right? So let me just quickly install this app to my cell phone and check if it is working fine or not, right? Okay guys, the app has been installed to my cell phone, right? So let us go to our Firebase console. So here you can see the database is empty, right? So if I just enter a data, for example, if I enter Chris Morris and age is 30 and the username as Chris M, right? Now if I just click on this login button, so here you can see successfully updated, and you can see it has created the users node, and inside this node we have this child Chris M, and inside this we have this data. So let us add one more data. Let us add Robin Singla, age is 29 and username is Robbie. So if I click on this login, successfully updated, so you can see the data has been updated, right? So I guess you have understood the code and the concept behind it, and I hope that all the concepts about storing the data to real-time database has been cleared. Still, if you have any doubt, you can always ask me in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram. The Instagram username will be there on your screen right now. If you want the source code for this app, then the link for the source code is there in the description. You can check out that link. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon. And if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. So that is it for today's video. See you in another video. Bye.